He didn't lose sleep after cheating. He lost sleep when you stopped reacting. You begged him for answers. You cried. And what did he do? He smiled. Let that sink in. The man you loved, the man you defended, the man you broke yourself for, smiled while you shattered. He didn't cry when he betrayed you. He didn't tremble when you broke down. He felt powerful. He felt in control. And you're still calling it heartbreak, like he didn't just spit on your soul and watch you wipe it away for him. Before we go any further, if this already hit you, press the like button like you're slamming the door on his access to your emotions. Hit subscribe like you're locking it for good, because this isn't just a video. This is your wake-up call. This is where the spell ends and the clarity begins. Welcome back to the channel, my love. And no, you're not here by chance. You're here because your soul is done giving chances, done shrinking, done crying in silence while calling it strength. You're not weak, you're tired. And the worst part? You've been tired for so long, you've convinced yourself this pain is normal. That love is supposed to feel like anxiety. That loyalty means bleeding for someone who keeps sharpening the knife. Let me ask you this. If a man walks into your home and burns your favorite dress, do you hang the ashes in your closet and pretend it's still beautiful? No, but emotionally that's what you've been doing. He cheated, and you kept calling it a rough patch. He lied, and you called it miscommunication. He disrespected you, and you called it growth. Baby, no, that's not growth. That's self-betrayal dressed in hope. I once worked with a woman named Rena, 5 years in a relationship with a man who cheated every time she forgave him. The last time he told her, I only do it because I know you'll always be there. That's the moment she woke up, not when he lied, not when he disappeared, but when she realized she was the one teaching him how to hurt her. Every time she forgave too easily, stayed too long, loved too deeply with no boundaries. He learned he didn't need to change. And now? She's thriving. He stalks her pages from fake accounts. Meanwhile, she doesn't even remember his birthday. That's not revenge. That's rebirth. Why don't you see it yet? What else does he have to do before you stop calling this love? He cheated. Not once. Probably not even twice. And he smiled when you broke down. Why are you still here giving him power he never earned? Why are you still letting his silence speak louder than your worth? Why are you still building futures in your head with someone who treats you like an option in his? Society fed you lies, told you that if you love him hard enough, he'll change, told you to be the bigger person, to stay soft, to wait. But nobody warned you that men like him don't grow. They groom. They don't evolve. They exploit. And you've been feeding a man who's starving your spirit, watering a weed and calling it a flower. Stop it. Stop now. This ends today. You don't need to explain yourself to a man who laughed at your tears. You don't need closure. You need clarity. Say it with me right now. No more chances. Type it in the comments. Let him feel it. Let the universe feel it. Let you feel it. This isn't about revenge. This is about rising so high he can't reach you, even if he grows wings. Because in the next section, we're going to rip the blindfold off completely. We're diving into the truth behind that smile. Not the one you saw, but the one he gave himself when he realized you were still giving everything while he gave nothing. You're about to see the game he's been playing, and exactly how to end it. For good. Keep watching. Stay sharp. This is just the beginning. Number 1, he didn't just cheat. He disrespected you. So, my dear, let's stop sugarcoating this. He didn't just cheat. He didn't mess up. He didn't have a weak moment. He disrespected you. Fully, loudly, openly. And worse, he didn't even flinch when he did it. Because he knew you'd stay. Because society trained you to believe staying makes you strong. It doesn't. Staying with a man who cheats is not love. It's self-abandonment. It's bleeding in the name of loyalty to someone who doesn't even deserve your hello, let alone your forgiveness. And I need you to get this through your soul. Cheating is not a mistake. It's a choice. A fully conscious, repeated, arrogant choice. One that says, I don't care how this affects her. One that says, her pain isn't more important than my ego. One that says, I can disrespect her and still expect her to love me. And every time you take him back, every time you call it a rough patch, you teach him that he can. But it's not just him we need to talk about. No, the bigger problem, it's what you were taught. Society raised you to believe that love is endurance, that good women stick it out, that pain is part of the process, that the more you suffer, the more he'll see your worth one day. What a lie. What a deeply cruel, exhausting, manipulative lie. You were taught that boys will be boys, that men cheat because they're wired different, that if he comes back, he loves you. Really? Let's flip it. If a woman cheats, she's a homewrecker, trash, unworthy. But when a man cheats, he's just confused. He's lost. He's under pressure. Society forgives men instantly, but it asks women to prove their pain, to justify their boundaries, to keep showing up for men who never showed up for them. Let me tell you what I read the other day on Reddit. A woman found out her boyfriend had been cheating for 6 months. She forgave him. Guess what he said to his friend 2 weeks later? She's a doormat, bro. I didn't even have to try that hard to get her back. Let that burn. Let that disgust you. Because that's the truth of what you're defending. Not love. Not redemption. Just your fear of being alone dressed up as forgiveness. And still, I know, it hurts. It hurts because you gave your all. You loved him past red flags. You held him through the storms he created. You fought for him when he wouldn't lift a finger for you. And now you're sitting there asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why wasn't I enough? Let me answer that for you. You were more than enough. You just gave your enoughness to someone who was never worthy of it. You're not broken because he cheated. You're broken because you believed the lie that his betrayal was somehow your fault. He treated your love like trash. Why are you still trying to recycle him? Why are you still hoping for closure from a man who closes the door every time you open your heart? Why are you still romanticizing a love story that was never mutual? He loved what you gave. He loved how you stayed. He loved your patience. But he never loved you. Because real love doesn't cheat. Real love doesn't laugh while you cry. Real love doesn't ask for forgiveness while texting someone else. But here's the hard truth. You're still here. Still hurting. Still holding on to the hope that maybe he'll realize. Maybe he'll change. Maybe he'll come back right. But baby, why do you want someone back who left you broken? Why are you still waiting for a man to save you from the pain he caused? You rise from this pain by standing in it. You rise by letting it sting. You rise by finally accepting that the man you love is not the man who loved you back. That the dreams you had were yours alone. That the future you built in your head wasn't mutual. And yes, that sucks. Yes, that's heartbreaking. Yes, it feels like death. But what comes next is rebirth. The strongest version of you is buried underneath the lies you were told about love. And she's trying to rise. But she can't rise while you keep letting him walk through your soul like it's a hallway with no locked doors. Say this out loud right now. I'm done accepting disrespect. And don't just say it. Type it below. Let the world know. Let him feel it in the silence. Let the universe echo it back to you. Let you finally believe it. This is your line in the sand. This is where you stop calling pain love. This is where you stop trying to be the exception to a man who already showed you his pattern. Because what's coming next? We're going even deeper. We're going to break down why he smiled while you cried, why he felt strong when you felt weak, why your pain made him feel powerful, and why the moment you stop reacting, everything changes. Hold tight, love. This isn't the end. This is the rise. This is the war cry. No more crumbs, no more chains, no more begging. Next up, we're exposing the performance. Because he's not broken, he's practiced. And your silence? That's his undoing. Number 2. His smile was not confusion. It was confidence. So, my dear, let's talk about that smile. The one that broke you. The one he gave you right after he shattered your trust. That little smirk when you confronted him. When you screamed, when you cried, when your whole body trembled from the weight of betrayal. And he just stood there, calm, collected, lips twitching with satisfaction. That wasn't guilt. That wasn't confusion. That was confidence. He smiled because he believed you'd stay. He smiled because he knew your pain didn't mean you were done. It meant you were still emotionally chained to him. Your tears were his proof. Your rage was his confirmation. Your heartbreak was his trophy. And deep down, he didn't see it as the end. He saw it as another win, another round of control, another time you'd break down and then fold right back into his arms. You think he's lost, right? You think he's broken, misunderstood, confused. He's not. He's calculated. He's confident. And why wouldn't he be? Every time he disrespected you, you stayed. Every time he lied, you forgave. Every time he disappeared, you welcomed him back, like he hadn't just left you starving for love. He learned your patterns, and then he used them to play you. I once read a post on a private forum. A woman caught her boyfriend cheating after years of red flags, screenshots, DMS hotel receipts. He didn't even deny it. You know what he did instead? Laughed. Told his friend while she was in the next room crying, she'll never leave. Watch. Give her a few days. She'll be begging to fix it. And he was right. She stayed. She loved him through the wound he caused. And he smiled, not because he was sorry, but because she proved his power right. That's what you're dealing with. That's the man you keep making excuses for. A man who treats your emotions like a game of poker. He's gambling with your heart, confident you'll never cash out. Confident that no matter how many times he folds, you'll still put all your chips on him, and you keep doing it, thinking this time you'll win. But baby, he owns the table. He set the rules. And you? You've been playing fair in a rigged game. He knows exactly what to do to keep you stuck. He knows when to disappear, so you panic. He knows when to show up with sad eyes and a fake apology, so you hope. He knows how to cry just enough to make you believe he's changed. And every time you believe it, every time you fall for the act, he stores that moment in his memory like a weapon. Not because he's emotionally open, but because he's emotionally strategic. This isn't love. This is performance. You've been watching his show and calling it a relationship. He plays the victim, the confused man, the working on himself act. But the moment you're weak, the moment you open the door, he walks in like he owns the place. And why wouldn't he? You keep giving him the keys. Let's be real. He's not worried about your love. He's counting on it. He's not afraid of losing you. He's afraid of losing access to your heart, your attention, your softness, the very things he abuses but still expects to be there when he feels like it. He doesn't want to be a better man. He just wants you to keep letting him be a bad one with no consequences. And if that truth stings, good. Let it burn. Because you need to feel it before you can finally walk away from it. Say this with me right now, out loud, no whispering, no doubt in your voice. I won't feed his ego anymore. Now type it in the comments. Let it echo. Let him feel the silence coming. Let the universe see the shift in you. Let you feel the difference in your chest. Because in the next section, we're done talking about what he does. We're about to dive into what you keep doing that keeps him fed. Why you stay. Why you explain. Why you keep bleeding and calling it love. It's time we face the part of this story that hurts the most. The part where you finally admit you've been betraying yourself just to feel loved. And from there, we rise. Number 3. Stop making excuses for him. So, my dear, let's stop pretending. Stop justifying. Stop defending a man who keeps slicing you open and calling it love. This is the section where I have to be brutally honest. Not because I want to hurt you, but because you keep hurting yourself. And someone has to finally call it out. You keep saying, he's just broken. He'll change. He just needs time. He's been through a lot. No, he won't. No, he doesn't. And no, it's not your job to save him. That's the lie you've been living in. That if you just love him enough, cry enough, wait long enough, he'll become the man you keep imagining. But guess what? You're not in love with him. You're in love with his potential. You're in love with a fantasy you wrote in your own mind. And you've been using your pain to keep that dream alive. Let me say it clearly. You're not healing him. You're enabling him. You're putting band-aids on his knife wounds and calling it progress. You're giving CPR to a man who keeps choosing to choke on his own ego. And every time he hurts you, you reach deeper into your heart and pull out another excuse, like it's your job to protect the man who keeps breaking you. Why? Because you were taught to love like this. Society sold you a poison and called it loyalty. They told you real women hold their men down, even when those men are sinking and pulling you under with them. You were taught to confuse struggle with love, to think the more you endure, the more valuable your love becomes. But baby, listen to me. Love is not measured by how much pain you can survive. That's not love. That's self-destruction. I saw a post the other day. Woman on Reddit defending her boyfriend after catching him cheating. Her words. He's just going through a rough phase. He's under a lot of stress. 2 days later, she found his Tinder profile, not just active, but updated. Pictures she took, captions he stole from their texts. While she was defending him, he was using her life to hunt new prey. And that's what you need to see. You're not protecting a broken man. You're shielding a manipulator who knows you'll make excuses for him. And I know what you're thinking, but I love him. I know. That's the tragedy, that you're wasting all that love on someone who doesn't even see it. He sees your love as a leash. He doesn't feel guilty when you cry. He feels powerful when you stay. He doesn't see you as the woman who gave him everything. He sees you as the woman who won't leave no matter how bad he gets. Let that sink in. Every time you excuse his lies, his cheating, his disrespect, you teach him that love has no consequences, that he can mess up and still be worshipped, that he can betray you and still be believed. You're not helping him grow. You're helping him get better at pretending. And that's why he hasn't changed. He doesn't need to. So now I ask you, how many more lies will it take? How many more sleepless nights? How many more tears? How many more times will you twist your heart into excuses for a man who keeps proving who he is? Say this with me, out loud, right now. No more excuses. He's exactly who he showed me he is. And don't just say it. Type it below. Let it be real. Let it be your truth. Let it be the end of the fantasy and the beginning of your freedom. Because in the next section, we're going deeper into the root of your pain, not just what he did, but what it's done to you. The shame you carry that was never yours. The heartbreak that's turned into guilt. We're going to expose it all. And then, we're going to burn it down. You've been carrying excuses like they're armor, but baby, they're chains, and it's time you break free. Number 4, his cheating isn't your failure, it's his shame. So my dear, let me ask you something, and don't look away from this question. Why are you carrying shame for his betrayal? Why are you the one crying in the dark over his dirt? Why are you the one feeling small, embarrassed, unworthy, when he is the one who lied, cheated, and disrespected every inch of your loyalty? This section right here, it's where we rip that shame off your skin like the poison it is, because you've been walking around like you failed, like you weren't enough, like you could have done something differently. And I'm here to tell you, his cheating has nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with his weakness. His disrespect is not your reflection. It's his character on display. But you've been tricked, haven't you? Society taught you that when a man cheats, it must be because the woman didn't do something right. You weren't sexy enough, supportive enough, low maintenance enough. Maybe you argued too much. Maybe you didn't keep him interested. Maybe you gained weight, lost your spark, forgot how to make him feel like a king. You were told to self-blame while he gets to walk around unbothered, untouched, unscathed. Let me give you a metaphor that might help you wake up. You're feeling shame for his dirt. Why? Why are you wearing clothes he stained? Let him wear his own filth. Let him walk around with the guilt he earned. You don't clean up after betrayal and call it love. You hand the mess back to the man who made it and walk away with your head high. You know what I read the other day? A woman posted in a forum, devastated. Her fiancé cheated on her 3 days before their wedding. 3 days. She found messages, receipts, photos. When she confronted him, do you know what he said? Well, I wouldn't have done it if you made me feel more like a man. Can you believe that? This man cheats, lies, humiliates her, and blames her. She almost apologized. She was seconds away from saying sorry for his betrayal. That's what shame does. It tricks you into carrying the weight of someone else's sins, but not anymore. Not after today. You've been walking around like his cheating means you weren't good enough. You've been hiding your pain, protecting his image, whispering about what happened like you're the one who failed. Stop it. Stop shielding him from the consequences of his own actions. Stop playing bodyguard to his ego while yours lies bleeding. He didn't cheat because you lacked something. He cheated because he lacks integrity. He lacks discipline. He lacks respect. That's on him. That's his shame. And you get to walk away clean. Not perfect, not painless, but clean. You get to take your heart back without carrying his trash on your shoulders. Let me be real with you. He might not even feel shame right now. That's the worst part. Sometimes the person who hurt you walks away whistling while you're sitting in pieces, questioning everything about yourself. But that doesn't mean it's your failure. That just means he's numb to things you still feel deeply. And that numbness, that emptiness, that's the punishment. Your shame doesn't belong to you. It never did. So I want you to repeat this until you believe it. Say it right now and type it in the comments. His shame is not mine. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you're burning the last letter he sent. Say it like you're washing your hands of his mess for good. Because you are. You don't owe him silence. You don't owe him understanding. You don't owe him another second of your spirit. Let him explain to himself why he lost a woman like you. Let him deal with the silence that follows a storm he created. Because in the next section, we're stepping into your greatest power, silence. Not as a retreat, not as a pause, but as a weapon. The kind of silence that shakes the ground he stands on, the kind that makes him panic, the kind he never saw coming. You've carried his shame long enough. Now it's time you carry something else. Peace, Stay with me. We're just getting started. Number 5. Silence is your best revenge. So, my dear, stop. Just stop. Stop texting him. Stop explaining yourself. Stop sending long paragraphs about how much he hurt you, how much you loved him, how you still don't understand why he did what he did. Stop humiliating yourself. Because that's what you're doing, handing your power to the same man who spit on it. You're standing there like a beautiful storm, begging a child who played in your thunder to take you seriously. And he won't. He never will. Because the moment you start pleading, he starts winning. You've cried, you've broken down, you've tried to make him see. But let me ask you something. Has it ever worked? Has he ever truly changed after your tears? Has he ever heard your pain and decided to become a man? No. What he does is wait. He waits for you to spiral, then he shows up just enough to keep the leash tight. He's not fixing anything. He's feeding off your energy, and you keep serving it on a silver platter, calling it closure. But baby, listen to me. Words were your chains. Silence is the key. Every time you speak to him, explain to him, cry in front of him, you are reminding him that he still matters. You are confirming that his actions still reach you. And he eats it up. Not because he's sorry, but because you're still a source. Still giving, still attached, still bleeding from the wounds he refuses to acknowledge. You want revenge? You want power back? Then shut it down. Stop talking, stop reacting, stop posting for him to see. Stop giving him a performance. Because silence, real, clean, cold silence, that's the one thing he can't control. It's the one language a manipulator doesn't speak. Because if he can't get your emotions, your voice, your pain, then he's locked out. And that, my love, is how the power shifts. I read a story last week. A woman had been begging her cheating ex to come back for months, apologizing for things she didn't even do, waiting on texts, answering calls at 2 a.m. because maybe this time he's serious. One day, she snapped. She blocked him on everything, didn't say goodbye, didn't send a last message, just disappeared. Within 48 hours, he was losing his mind. DMS from fake accounts, emails, messages to her mom, her friends. He was panicking. Not because he missed her, not because he suddenly realized her worth, but because the power supply was gone. No more tears, no more chaos, no more her. That's the moment he broke. Not when she begged, but when she vanished. You want that kind of peace? That kind of power? Then go silent. No dramatics, no announcements. Just walk away and close the door like you're done explaining why you deserve better. Because you do. And when he comes crawling back, because he will. Don't answer. Don't post. Don't let him think he still gets a reaction. Make him sit in the quiet you used to fill with your love. Your silence is sacred. Stop wasting it on someone who doesn't deserve your sound. So say this with me right now. My silence is my power. Now type it below. Not for me, for you. Let it ring through your bones. Let it echo into your next decision. Let it tell the universe that the performance is over and the curtains are closed for good. You don't need to slam the door. You don't need to scream. Just disappear from his world like peace walking out the room. And let that silence haunt him louder than any word you've ever said. Because in the next section, we're going to talk about something even deeper. The fear that's been keeping you tied to this mess. Loneliness. You've been confusing his presence with companionship. But what if I told you? You've never felt lonelier than when he was lying right next to you. Stay with me. This silence, it's just the beginning. Number 6, don't let loneliness make you weak. So, my dear, let's get honest. brutally, painfully honest. You're not staying because you love him. You're not staying because he's changing. You're staying because you're afraid to be alone. And I get it. Loneliness is loud. It's heavy. It creeps in at night and whispers lies. What if no one else ever loves me? What if this is the best I'll get? What if I leave and regret it? But let me tell you something, and let it hit you straight in the gut. You're already lonely, and he's right there. You cry yourself to sleep with him next to you. You feel invisible while staring into his face. You're begging for attention from a man who's looking right through you. That's not love. That's emotional isolation with a warm body beside you. You're not afraid of loneliness. You're addicted to the illusion of company. Being with a cheater is like hugging broken glass because you're scared of feeling cold. You cling tighter, thinking the pain is better than the silence. You'd rather bleed quietly than risk the emptiness of an unshared bed. But you know what's worse than being alone? Being with someone who makes you feel unloved, unseen, unworthy, while lying to your face. And I need you to hear this. You are not choosing love. You are choosing familiarity. You've gotten used to the pain. You've normalized the betrayal. You've made a home inside chaos, and now you're scared to walk out into peace because it feels too quiet. That silence you fear, that's not loneliness. That's healing. That's your spirit saying, finally. There was a woman in a forum I follow. She stayed with her cheating partner for 8 years. 8. Every time he cheated, he'd apologize. Every time he disappeared, he'd come back with flowers. Every time she said she was done, she'd wake up the next day and feel that pit in her stomach, that deep, awful feeling of being alone. So she'd text him, or answer his call, or unblock him, just to talk. Years later, after finally cutting him off completely, she wrote this: I was lonelier with him than I've ever been by myself. At least now my pain is honest. Let that sink in. Because here's the truth, and it's a harsh one. You're staying because you'd rather suffer with someone than heal by yourself. But baby, you don't grow in the arms of someone who breaks you. You grow in the silence. You rise in the space he no longer fills. You become who you were meant to be when you finally stop shrinking to keep someone from leaving. You are not a half person in need of completion. You are not a broken soul in need of his attention to feel whole. You are enough, right now, with no one watching, with no one holding you, with no one texting you back. And yes, the silence will sting at first. Yes, the nights will be long. Yes, your bed will feel empty and your heart will ache. But you will survive it. And on the other side of that silence, freedom, peace, self-respect, wholeness, you. So speak this out loud, even if it shakes. I choose loneliness over betrayal. And type it below. Let it be your oath. Let it be your vow to your future self, the woman who refuses to choose pain just to avoid solitude. She's in there, waiting, watching, wanting to rise. Because in the next section, we're not holding back. We're done hoping he changes. We're done checking his page. We're burning the damn bridge. Next up, how to close the door, for real this time. Not halfway, not maybe later. We're locking it, sealing it, and watching it burn. No more cold comfort, no more second chances. Just fire, freedom, and you. Number 7. Close the door completely, lock it, burn the bridge. So my dear, let's stop playing pretend. Let's stop acting like you're done when you're not. Let's stop calling it a breakup when really it's just a pause. Because right now, if we're being honest, you haven't closed the door. You've cracked it. Just enough for him to slip back in when he feels like it. Just enough for your hope to sneak back in and whisper lies like maybe he's changing. Maybe he'll come back better. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. He's not changing. He's circling. He's watching. He's waiting for the silence to crack. And you're holding the lighter and refusing to drop it. You say you're done, but you're still checking his page. You say it's over, but you haven't blocked him. You say you've moved on, but your heart still races when his name pops up. And I need you to hear this loud and clear. You keep the door open, hoping he changes. Shut it, lock it, burn it down. You don't just lock your front door against strangers. You lock it against thieves, against anyone who's broken in before. You don't keep a window cracked for the same man who robbed your peace, stole your confidence, and emptied your soul. You secure it. You fortify it. You burn the damn bridge and watch the smoke rise with your pride. There's a story I read recently, a woman who stayed too long like many do. Her ex cheated, lied, manipulated her for years. She'd leave, then answer when he called. She'd block him, then unblock him just to check. She'd say she was done, then fold the second he cried. Until one day she didn't. She blocked him on everything. Changed her number, told her friends and family not to pass along any messages. She vanished, clean, cold, final. And then the meltdown began. He messaged her mom, called her cousin, left voicemails crying, begging, pretending he had some grand realization, made fake accounts just to stalk her, not because he had changed, but because he couldn't handle that she had. That's what real silence does. That's what a locked door feels like to a manipulator. It's not your tears that scare him. It's your lack of access. It's your glow-up with no invitation. It's your peace with no reply. It's your absence, not your anger, that breaks him. But let me ask you this. Why are you still giving him options? Why are you still leaving a key under the mat for a man who already burned down your house? Why are you still hoping for closure from the same mouth that spit out lies like candy? Let him talk to the door. Let him cry to the silence. Let him scream into the void he created. You don't owe him answers. You don't owe him softness. You don't owe him another damn second. Because you've done the hardest part already. You've woken up. Now it's time to act like it. To stop dipping your toes in the fire and acting surprised when you get burned again. If you want peace, if you want healing, if you want to become the version of you who never gets played like this again, the door must be locked. Not halfway, not conditionally, not just in case. Locked, sealed, burned, gone. So type this clearly. Let your fingers write what your heart has been afraid to admit. I've locked the door forever. And no looking back. Not this time. Not again. Because in the final section, we're not just surviving anymore. We're becoming untouchable. We're stepping into the version of you he hoped would never show up. The woman he can't manipulate, can't reach, can't pull back into his chaos. The queen who finally realized her throne isn't in his hands, it's in her silence. Stay with me. We're almost there. Number 8. You become powerful when you let him cry alone. So, my dear, you think revenge is making him jealous, proving a point, getting a reaction. But the truth is, real revenge isn't revenge at all. It's becoming so strong, he's no longer part of the equation. It's not in the text you send. It's in the silence you keep. It's not in making him miss you. It's in you not missing him at all. He was laughing when you cried, cold, proud, certain you'd never walk away. But now, he'll cry alone, while you rise, while you rebuild, while you become a woman so whole, so unfazed, so untouchable. His name doesn't even taste like anything on your tongue. I knew a woman once, broken after betrayal. She lost everything. But she rebuilt in silence. New city, new career, new peace. Years later, he reached out. "I miss you." You know what she said? Nothing, because she didn't care anymore. And that, my love, is the win. Say this out loud. I'll make him cry alone. Now, comment it. Mean it. Let him feel the silence. Let the universe feel the shift. Let you believe the rise. Because this is the woman he never thought you'd become. And now, as we close this chapter, remember this. Your power was never in his hands. It's been yours all along. Let him cry in the silence you leave behind. If this woke something in you, like, share, and subscribe. Someone else needs this strength too. Keep rising. Stay untouchable.